I've got cats. I've always had cats. I had Alice and Basil and Callie growing up. I say this because most people agree you either are a cat person or you're not a cat person. In my head, you're not even a cat person or a dog person. You're either yes to cats or no to cats, because some people profess to hate cats. And I find it rather disturbing that people feel comfortable enough to make such a provocative statement about this particular species when cat people would never or rarely say anything so definitive about dogs. There's a funny stigma, like those who love cats are inevitably oddballs, because who could love a creature that does not seem to love you back? My family's cats have since died, and I miss them very much, particularly Basil, who was large and insufferable and used to sit in a longer burger basket all day with his elbow out like he was driving a convertible. The way Eric and I ended up with 2 cats, when in reality we were not ready for such a responsibility, was that Eric's aunt's cat had sex all the time, apparently, and got knocked up again and had a litter from, we think, 2 different fathers, which is a thing I did not know was possible. We melted at the mere word kittens, and so we went over there to say hello and possibly take one home. On the way, I said to Eric, "Now, I really don't know. We're so busy. Is it right that we take a cat right now?" And by the time we were in the room trying to find the kittens in the Christmas tree, I said, "We'll take 2. Let me introduce you then to Prince and Baloo. Can you guess whom Eric named Prince after Prince, and I named Baloo after Baloo the bear, because Bagheera seemed too on the nose, and I really like double vowels. These 2 cats could not be more different from each other in terms of personality. Prince is, and this is a true story, you can look it up, he is the actual cat from which the term scaredy cat was coined. He is scared of noises, colors, bags, emotions, commitment, abandonment, getting in trouble, and overfull email box. Stupid joke. He has anxiety about so many things that he feels more human than kitty, like when he jumps on the kitchen counter and I just have to give him a stern look for him to freeze, jump down, and run away. He's not good at speaking up for himself either. Baloo eats more food than him, and I know Prince wants to gorge himself as well and is annoyed that Baloo gets to the food first. But Prince just waits quietly until Baloo has had his fill and left his brother his scraps. Sometimes Prince does get to the food first and gets so excited that he will eat and then immediately throw up his undigested food right next to the dish, which is why we have this weird dish to help them slow down their eating, and it kind of helps most of the time. Baloo, on the other hand, is where they originally got the term cool cat and also fat cat. Cool cat because he is so cool that sometimes I think he scopes out my friends who are cooler than me to decide who he should leave with, because Eric and I are too square for him. And fat cat because this winter he has gotten so large that the vet has to continue to find ways to inform me I've got a tubby one on my hands and I should do something about it, but like really politely. I've tried to talk to Baloo about it, tell him this comes from love, but he really needs to watch his weight, but he literally pretends not to hear me. It's like he's not listening at all. And actually, I don't think he's ever really listened to me this entire time. We tried to set boundaries in the beginning about what is acceptable behavior and what is not acceptable behavior, and Prince listened so closely that he was taking notes in his teeny tiny notebook with a teeny tiny pencil. But Baloo from day one will jump on the counter with his dirty cat feet, and I say, "Baloo, get down from there," and I'll give him a little spritz of water and shout, and he will just look at me like, "What's your problem, lady?" and not budge until I go over and take him off the counter, and I say, "Bad cat," and he just walks away from me with his tail in the air. Prince is needy. Baloo is secure in who he is. Prince shows us he loves us by being a good kitty. Baloo shows us he loves us by leaving little post-it notes on the mirror about how grateful he is that we stopped spraying him with water. He always signs them anonymously, but we know it was him because we've never had to spray Prince with water. Prince doesn't know how cute he is. Baloo knows how cute he is. Prince drinks his water with his paw sometimes, and when he drinks water normally, he always has little droplets on his nose, and it's the cutest thing in the world. Baloo will let you hold him for hours and has the cutest, softest, furriest tubby belly. I wanted to take a whole video to explain the difference between our 2 cats because the fact that they are so different from one another is one of the things that secured me in my worldview. I had been eating a plant-based diet for years before I made an ethical connection about how we treat animals, and since then, my life has never been the same. It was during my whole worldview transformation, in which I listened endlessly to podcasts and videos, that I took a moment to look at both cats, and it struck me. Baloo and Prince are not only of the same species, but they are brothers, yet they are two distinct beings, as distinct as I am from my own sister. It struck me deeply as I saw Prince begging for my attention and Baloo flaunting his furry toes that if these two cats are unique individuals, then two pigs on a farm must have different personalities as well, and two chickens, and two turkeys, and two cows, and two sheep. Something about that knowledge convinced me that no matter the species, animals do not deserve the way we treat them and then ultimately kill them. We beat them, hold them up, artificially inseminate them, tear them from their babies, make them suffer a life of captive labor. All for what? Tradition? Taste? I know there are a lot of cat people out there, many of whom continue to eat meat, cheese, milk, and eggs. In other words, we continue to pay others to torture and kill animals for us to enjoy a hamburger or a cheese pizza or a pint of ice cream. But cats are just like other animals. They all feel pain, have families, and fear torture. They just want to live their lives. And if I wouldn't pay someone to kill a cat, why would I pay someone to kill a pig, cow, fish, chicken, turkey, or sheep? These are individual lives too. I know there's a lot of violence in the world that I can do nothing to prevent or stop. There are many innocent lives, both human and non-human, that I can try my best but can do very little to defend. But the thing is, choosing a vegan lifestyle is the easiest thing I can do to promote more peace in this complicated world. It feels so good, and it's remarkably simple to choose almond milk instead of the breast milk from a cow, lentils and beans instead of the flesh of a fish or turkey, tofu scramble instead of the eggs of a hen. It's so easy to choose vegan ice cream, vegan mozzarella, vegan parmesan, vegan sausages, and vegan pizza, not only because the options are pretty much everywhere, but also because Baloo and Prince remind me every day that they just want to be loved and to jump on the counter whenever they want and drink their water in the most adorable way possible and sit on my lap until my legs fall asleep.